Sin again. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Things I don't understand. Sometimes I need to be alone. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. I can feel your energy from 2 planets away. I got my drink, I got my music, I'ma share it, but today I'm yelling, bitch, don't kill my vibe. 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 Look inside of my soul, to find gold and make it get rich. Look inside of your soul and you can find out it never exists. I can feel the changes. I can feel a new life. I always knew life can be dangerous. I can say that I like the challenge and you tell me it's painless. You don't know what pain is. How can I paint this picture when the color blind is hanging with you? Fell on my face and I woke with a scar. Another mistake living deep in my heart. Buried on top of my sleeve in a flick. I can admit that it did look like yours. Why you resent every making of this? Tell me your purpose is petty again. But even a small lighter can burn a bridge. Even a small lighter can burn a bridge. I can feel the changes. I can feel the new people around me. Just wanna be famous. You can see that my city finally put me on stages. To me that's amazing. That's a quick check. With all this respect, let me say this. I am a sinner who's probably gonna sin again. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Things I don't understand. Sometimes I need to be alone. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Feel your energy from 2 planets away. I got my drink, I got my...
I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor and even worse, I'm black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a purse to snatch. Cops give a damn about a nickel. Pull the trigger, kill a nigga, he's a hero. Give the crack to the kids, who the hell cares? One less hungry mouth on the welfare. First ship them dope and let them deal to brothers. Give them guns, step back, watch them kill each other. It's time to fight back, that's what Huey said. 2 shots in the dark, now Huey's dead. I got love for my brother, but we can never go nowhere unless we share with each other. We gotta start making changes. Learn to see me as a brother instead of two distant strangers. And that's how it's supposed to be. How can the devil take a brother if he's close to me? I'd love to go back to when we played as kids, but things change, and that's the way it is. Come on, come on. That's just the way it is. Changes, things will never be the same. That's just the way it is, the way it is. Oh yeah, yeah. Hear me, oh my, come on, come on, come on. That's just the way it is, just the way it is, the way it is. Things will never be the same, never be the same. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. And that's just the way it is, way it is. Oh yeah, yeah. I see no changes. All I see is racist faces. Misplaced hate makes disgrace to races. I wonder what it takes to make this one better place. Let's erase the waste, take the evil out of people. They'll be acting right, 'cause both black and white are smoking crack tonight. And the only time we chill is when we kill each other. Kill each other. It takes skill to be real, time to kill each other. And although it seems heaven sent, we ain't ready to see a black president. Oh, it ain't a secret, don't conceal the fact. The penitentiary's packed and it's filled with blacks. But some things will never change, never change. Trying to show another way, but you're staying in a dope game. Ooh, now tell me what's some mother to do. Being real don't appeal to the brother in you. Yeah, you gotta operate the easy way. I made it G today, but you made it in a sleazy way. Selling crack to the kids, I gotta get paid. Well, hey, well that's the way it is. Come on, come on. That's just the way it is. Changes, things will never be the same. That's just the way it is, the way it is. Oh yeah, yeah. Hear me, oh my, come on, come on, come on. That's just the way it is, just the way it is, the way it is. Things will never be the same, never be the same. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. And that's just the way it is, way it is. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Just the way it's done. Things will never be the same.
Quiero mi morena, tan rico que se ve, morena, mira como mueve, así, morena, mira como goza, goza, morena, mira como toma, tómalo, morena, tan rico que se ve, morena, mira como mueve, así, morena, mira como goza, goza, morena, mira como toma, tómalo.
Esperando pa' tu tiempo, mi amor para ti no es un ejemplo. Y ahora tú me digas que tú sabes que yo soy para ti como la clave permanente. Esto es pa' tu mente, quiero ser tuyo por siempre. Y yo quiero que te sientas como yo me siento. Mira por ejemplo. Siempre voy a estar aquí a tu lado. Nunca me voy a cansar. Solamente yo te quiero enseñar qué tan caro es. Mírate qué tan caro es. Yo quiero mi morena, tan rico que se ve, morena. Mira como mueve, así, morena. Mira como goza, goza, morena. Mira como toma, toma, morena. Tan rico que se ve, morena. Mira como mueve, así, morena. Mira como goza, goza.
Ahora tú me dices que tú sabes.
Tómalo.
Qué bueno. que tu tenho confiança em você. Sem dúvida tu virá. Sei que tu virá. Sei que tu virá. Sei que tu virá. Sei que estaremos mais conectados dia a dia. Amor antigo, mesmo que o tudo vem, mesmo quando estarei velha, sempre jovem a você.
No writing, nobody telling me what to say. This from the brain, from the heart, from the soul, from the streets. I'm a bitch from the streets. I get that money. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got.
tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Ooh, susceptible now before the moment flies. It's not a problem, no, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah, and nothing can stop me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible now before the moment flies.
Yo, what's good? What is good? What is good? Good evening. Happy Friday to everyone that's out here tonight.
You want to come home with me tonight? It's been a while.
So what is this? You just want to be held, or you want the LD?
What you think it is? I want the LD, baby. And then I want to be held. That's all right with you?
You know me. My duty to please that booty.
Yo, what is going on? What is going on? Happy Friday to everyone. Happy Friday to everyone. I hope everyone had a great week this week. There's been a lot of things going on in the news. There's been a lot of things going on in the streets. But other than that, I hope everybody is good tonight. I'm gonna probably try to do something a little different. I know y'all hear me, but y'all not seeing me tonight. I'm probably gonna try to like make it work like this. I mean, I'm doing some newer stuff with my equipment, and I've been having some glitchy like camera things going on. So I'm gonna try to work on that, eventually, like real soon. You know what I'm saying? But peace and blessings to everyone that's out here tonight. I hope everyone is doing good. I hope everyone's been safe. And I hope everyone has been striving to be the best version of themselves. Shout out to my A1 Day ones. Hey, shout out to Sweets. I see you in the house. Shout out to Jay Haywood. I see you in the house. Everyone that's tuning in on, you know, the replay gang, everyone that's watching from the clouds and from the bushes, peace and salutations. We got a lot to talk about, and I know I didn't talk about it this past Tuesday. I was dealing with some technical difficulties, but even though that was going on, um, we still made the show do what it do. I appreciate the views. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the engagement. Even if some situations happen, some topics happen, and we fully don't agree with everything, I still believe that everyone still has a right to express their opinions, express their points and their views. This is not a one sided channel. This is not a one sided show where, oh, everything I say what goes, and everything that I say is law, or everything that I say is the will. No, I mean, if I make mistakes, if I misunderstand some things, I'm humble enough to admit that if I am wrong. But if I believe in what I'm saying, and a lot of times I'm not going to just put things on here and just talk my rhetoric and not have some kind of proof behind it. So if I'm really saying something pertaining to a certain subject or a certain viewpoint or things like that, I'm gonna tell you. And, you know, it's good. And it's feeling clear, and it's not like yeah, nothing like that. It's good. So I know I'm trying to get I say out some issues over the next couple of weeks with some technical things to make sure that all my audio stuff is part how I'm talking. So if I'm clear, if I'm getting trouble, it's that. If I'm good, to let me check something out right quick. Shit. See, let me check something out right quick. Give me a second, Joe. Yeah, because I see I'm having some difficulties with my sound. Check 1 2. Can y'all hear me good? Check 1, 2. Can y'all hear me better right now? Let me know if y'all can hear me better. Put a 1 in the chat and you can hear me better. Can y'all hear me good? Can y'all hear me better right now? Yeah, I think we good. Let me know if y'all can hear me better. Put a 1 in the chat. Okay, yeah, we got it better right now. I don't know what's going on. Like I say, man, I'm over here struggle screaming. I'm struggle screaming. But God bless everybody that's here in the chat room tonight. Yeah, I know it was breaking up. I'm trying to figure some other stuff out. I think some things is like updating or whatever the hell the case may be. But if y'all can hear me good, hey man, put a 1 in the chat. I highly appreciate it. You know, I'm struggle screaming. But God bless everybody. You know what I'm saying? So if it's all good, yeah, definitely put a 1 in the chat. But from what I'm hearing on my end, yeah, we good. All right, let's go. We getting ready to start this show. You know how we do, and you know how we come. It's Friday. You might have a job, and you might still not have shit to do. Okay, so it's all good. I don't, like I said, I don't know what was going on earlier, but we're back at it. So thank you for letting me know that you can hear everything cool. Yeah, this should be crazy, man. But anyway, like I always say, get you some water, eat you some fruit, roll you a blunt, have you a beer, get you a cocktail. Like my man said, get you some juice. But you gotta leave them pills alone because them mugs will kill you. You know how we do it and how we always start off. We always gotta start off with a body cam. Shout out to Heavy Gant. You know, that's one of my main guys I go to, you know, with these body cams. This is some wild shit right here. You know, we're gonna get with the story later, but this is some wild shit right here. You know, this woman was just on some other shit. So hold on. Yeah, see, I'm over here struggle streaming again. Shit just taking forever to load. All right, here we go. All right, check it out. Body cam, diabolical, manipulative mom lies to police for custody. This is some wild shit right here. So let's go.
Hey, yo. Body Cam Lockdown is the channel, guys. They are becoming one of my favorite body cam channels. You don't want to see my big head talking over the video. The link's in the description. You should know who I do this for. In case you don't, I only do these videos for my audience. Let's not waste no time.
Yes, he's killing my kids. He killed all my kids. He shot them in the head. Go to my head.
Who is this person?
What?
Killed all my kids. He killed all my kids.
You mean with a handgun?
Killed all my kids. Yes.
How many people has he shot?
3, 4.
4 people? His name is...
If they said he killed himself, he's at my house.
How old is he?
Check this out. Even listening to how she's talking, right? This is supposed to be one call. Hold on. Check this out. Even listening to how she's talking, this is supposed to be Shit is acting crazy tonight. Can y'all really hear me? Hold on. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Give me a second, y'all. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Can y'all hear me? Check 1 2. Can y'all hear me? Check 1 2. Give me a second, y'all. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. All right. I think I got it together. Can y'all hear? Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Yeah. I think we good. Okay, let's go on with the video. All right.
He's 42, I think.
No, white, black, or Hispanic?
He's white. He's a capture now.
Uh-oh. Ma'am, is he shirtless? This dispatcher needs to ask, ma'am. Oh, he's white. Okay, is he shirtless?
On their way, I have to ask these questions so they can know what he looks like. What's he wearing? What kind of the color of his shirt and pants?
No, not there.
You're not on scene?
You know, if that man ain't wearing a shirt, he knows to call the SWAT team. It's in the protocol.
What is your oldest son's name? Ma'am,
But like I was saying earlier, just listening to how she's talking, it doesn't sound like she's too sincere with what's going on. Hit the like button on the way in, and hit the subscribe bell if you are new, and a notification so you can get all future live streams. Yeah, I know I'm struggle streaming, but y'all, bear with me. I'm getting it together as we go. So it is what it is. So let's go.
the police are already on the way. I have to ask these questions. Ma'am, give me your son's name and phone number so I can call him.
He's dead! He's fucking dead!
Your son who called passed away? Let me get your name then.
Get to my fucking house, please!
Ma'am, I said we're on the way. Give me your name, please, and your phone number.
Teresa Kennedy.
Teresa Kennedy, what is your phone number?
I wonder what the stress levels are for 911 dispatchers. Call after call after call after call. It's like along the same lines. I wonder what that's like.
Number.
It's all bad because something just doesn't seem right about this situation right here, man. And we watching this all together, right? But just how this call is sounding, we might have to really listen and evaluate what's going on right here. But come on, let's finish off this.
How far away from the house are you, Teresa?
Like a couple miles.
Give me your son's phone number anyway.
I don't know offhand. He's fucking died.
What's your son's name? Just give it to me anyway.
Like I wonder what the stress level is like, but it's some shit I never want to experience. Hell no.
What kind of car will you be arriving in now?
I'm in a white Dodge Ram or a fucking white Dodge Durango. Could ever see what fucking truck to my house now?
We do, ma'am. That's what we do. One moment.
Listen, I want you to know I work for the federal government, okay?
All right, Teresa. We have several units en route, okay?
All right, Teresa.
I told them that you're going to be en route in your car. All right? Try and drive safely as you can. All right? Deputies are on the way.
Okay.
Goodbye.
So,
go ahead. Ask your question.
no, I just want to know, are the cops going to be there?
Ma'am, I said that numerous times. We have numerous officers. Not one, not two, not three. numerous, and they've all been around since the moment you call.
Ma'am, you have reached the hood dispatcher.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Once officers arrived, they realized they'd been lied to and that the woman in the middle of a custody battle called the cops.
And this Kukla Fran and Ollie looking ass broad did all this bullshit, all for that to just be capped. This is the shit that we talking about, man. There has to be some laws changed. Whereas, when you start calling the law enforcement, 911 and all that, and making false accusations because you're having relationship problems, you're having family problems, you're having associate and friend problems. People be so quick to want to call the police for things that are not needed. Now, we're going to watch this, and we're going to see just how far this bullshit goes, because I smell some bullshit in the water right now. And looking at her, yeah, I can already tell this is some bullshit right now. So let's go.
Cops and said her husband just unalived each of her kids. However, they find the kids safe at school, and well, this is her justification for the false 911 call.
What? Can you imagine having to procreate with somebody like this? She'll call in a fake 911 call and said that you hurt the children, all because of a custody dispute. Can you imagine what type of bullshit she is filling those children's ears with when they all
and then you wonder why a lot of families out here, especially, you know, children with their relationship with their fathers, what they got to deal with. The most diabolical, no pun intended, because of the title of this damn video, the most ill thing that women can do is kick up a lot of over-the-top accusations and then breeding their kids to look at their other parent in a way just because those two adults that made you children couldn't get along, couldn't stay together, couldn't cohabitate, couldn't coexist. And it had to come to a point where they had to get away from each other. And not often, but quite often, men tend to really walk away from situations like this. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of men out here that would deal with certain kind of issues, certain kind of shortcomings with their mate. Okay? They would do that. They were like, man, this motherfucker don't wash the dishes all the time, man. They don't pick up behind. It's like little shit that men can deal with, you know, and it's not a problem. What really makes a lot of men out here decide that they're just fully checking out with the women that they're dealing with, or how they handle one-on-one communication, how they handle the whole dynamic of having children. You know, it's almost fearful for a man to procreate with a modern woman today, because any little thing, any little disagreement, any little misunderstanding can lead to that woman either saying, F this relationship, I'm out, I'm about to put you on papers. You know, it's just a sad situation. But all right, but let's hear what this one got to say. It's just crazy.
all up under her supervision.
What What made you
Because
tell
he-
dispatch somebody was
because
shot in
he-
the head in that house?
Because he carries a gun, and he said,
Okay.
his dead body would be released the kids to me.
Okay.
And he withheld the kids from me in the court order. So if he's going to do that, we have an open case. It's not very common in an open case.
Hey, you should be going to the court with all that bullshit.
So for what I'm hearing right now, they're going through a custody issue with their children. And from what I'm gathering, he's the one that has primary custody of these said children. You know, and in this country and definitely in certain states, it is very rare for the man to get custody of their children with another woman, ex-wife, girlfriend, whatever the case may be. So it has to be something way deeper that was looked at in the court system for it to be that she's not the one that's initiating the visiting rights for the father. It's the other way around. But let's hear what this heifer got to say.
Under no circumstances should you be calling 911 and fabricating a story about your husband, ex-husband, or whatever the case is. Man, I do not like people that lie on people, dude. I cannot stand it. I can't stand it. I hope more YouTubers get sued for lying on people. I think that if you lie on somebody and say that they did a crime that they didn't do, you should get their sentence. I think that would be justice.
Withhold kids, and then you return the kids with pictures of them. I have my phone right now. I can show you my daughter's face. I can show you my son's broken toe and the message from my daughter.
His broken toe? That's why this kid is growing up so soft now, because you want the world to end because your son has a broken toe.
What the fuck are we talking about? What? What are we talking about? Okay, a broken toe. You know that can happen many different ways. You know, stubbing your toe like on some concrete, a curb, you know, you doing the most. Stub your toe like on some heavy furniture in the house. I mean, you know, running around. You know, especially when you're kids. You know, kids run around and do all kind of wild shit. Trust me, I know. I was one that used to do that stuff too. When I was young, I wanted to be a stunt man, you know, doing all kind of craziness. I'm surprised with all the things that I used to do when I was a child, because I had delusions of grandeur of being a stunt man. I didn't break a leg or break an arm or broke a finger, a toe or some shit like that. Never did. Never legitimately like broke a bone in my body. Shout out, for wishful things. I feel bad for those that have experienced that, because I can only imagine what it's like, to like break serious bones in your body and stuff like that. And you gotta let it heal and wear a cast and all those things. So, shout out to those that experienced that, and I'm glad y'all got through it. But this bitch, she doing the most right now. All right, let's go.
It ain't a big deal.
And the kind of response that you get if you say somebody's shot in the head, do you understand like what kind of response you're going to get?
Unbelievable.
Like police, medical personnel, do you understand who would respond and how many personnel would respond to that scene? You do understand that, right? Okay. Who dropped your kids off at school this morning?
But the officer makes a great point. But listen, the real reason is she's mad and she's selfish, and the only person that really matters is her and her feelings. And if that means you need to take the children's world, turn it upside down, take that man's world, turn it upside down, you are willing to do it because you are loyal only to your emotions. Come on.
Or do they go on the bus?
My ex doesn't takes on the bus.
They take the bus? Okay. You have your kids, do they have phones? You have their numbers? Have you made contact with them at all today?
Oh, we did, and they're fine. Just so you know.
Hey, you really need to understand, no matter how mad you are at the other parent, when you hurt that other parent, you are hurting your kids. That's what you're doing. If you're obstructing the other parent, if you're lying on the other parent, if you're talking negative about the other parent in front of those children, you're actively hurting those children.
And it happens all the time, all over the place. You know, one person is not getting what they really wanting, or and they're mad because their relationship fell apart and all this other shit. You know, you was just fine a minute ago, but now all of a sudden, since a motherfucker's like, hey, I ain't fucking with this shit no more. I ain't rocking with you like that no more. Well, I got to leave you be. And they do what they got to do to not only be on their own away from you, but also take you through the courts like so many women do men. But for the fact that this man has something going on a little bit better than you, and he showed that he is the better parent, you're mad behind that. This woman looks like she would always go around saying, my kids, my kids, my kids, not our kids, not me and my ex-husband kids, not me and my, husband kid, whatever. She looked like the type of person that said, my kids, these are my kids, and she sat up there and made this major accusation, had all these officers and first responders come on the scene, wasting all these damn resources. Whereas right now, while this Kukla Fran and Ollie looking ass bitch is looking all crazy, someone else could have been assaulted at this moment. And they needed those people to go to that call. Someone else could have been, unalived. And they could have been at that call. Someone else could have been SA'd. And they could have been on that call. But you call 911 sounding crazy as batshit and decide you want to concoct this whole fictitious story that your ex-husband deleted y'all children. For what? For what? What was the purpose behind that? What was the end game with that? What did you think these officers were going to do when they came on the scene and did their investigation? What did you think that they was going to do when they found out that this was some bullshit? It has to be laws. 1, 2. Shit. Give me a second, Joe. Can y'all hear me better? All right. It has to be laws that, really stick it to these people, especially these women that make these false accusations. Give me a second, Joe. Can y'all hear me better?
It's not their problem that you and they daddy couldn't make the shit work out. It's not the children's problem.
Had no reason to believe, no legitimate reason to believe that house and your kids were at your house and he had a gun there currently and shot them. Either one of them or himself. You had no legitimate reason to believe that, correct?
Right.
Because he withheld the court order with his
Right
actions.
now, today, did you have
When you made that
legitimate
call.
reason to believe that? Tell me what the legitimate reason
The
to believe
legitimate
that
reason would be
shot
that
one of your
he
kids.
did win the court hearing and then I won.
It's not reasonable. What's reasonable today in the last hour that
Right.
made you make that phone call
If she really won, then she would go to the courts, right? If she really won, if that were the case, you wouldn't have pulled this move.
Somebody was shot in the head in that house.
That was it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You have camera.
That's not reasonable, right?
You have
So basically, what's that telling you is that whatever evidence that he had, how she was moving, what the court saw, and what just documentation saw, it was clearly a situation that this woman is a piece of shit. That this woman, shit, you gotta be a fucked up individual as a woman to have the system and family court take your children from you. You gotta be a special kind of fucked up for them to say, "Hey, we giving these babies to the man." This is crazy right here. But all right, let's go. Let's finish this off. We're almost finished.
cameras at the house, right? Okay. You have access to those cameras on your phone? Did you ever once check the cameras to see if anybody has come and gone before calling the police?
I was on my way home. I did it. I haven't even been home yet.
What time did you leave for work?
8.
8? The kids left from the same house or house? So what made you even believe that the kids were at your house?
Well, last time this happened, he broke the court order, and I wasn't allowed to go to the school. This was on their first day of school. This happened. I wasn't allowed to take the kids to school. He won't even let me have the kids off the bus. So he's breaking the court order. They said he was afraid that he was going to do it again. So I don't have any.
Why will, if that's the case, right? And I don't think a mother should be obstructed at all. But obviously, but it's very odd that a man would want to obstruct a mother. I don't really,
unless that mother was crazy, unless that mother, when she didn't get their way, would act out of pocket. Unless that mother, when the man and the mother had disagreements, that they would act violent, not only towards the man, the father, but in front of the children. And little that all of us need to understand. And we're going to talk about this, and we're going to break a lot of this down in tonight's live stream. You motherfuckers out here in the streets are doing a disservice to your children because of your lack of self-control, your lack of emotionally regulating yourselves, your lack of problem solving, your lack of common sense, and your low IQ behavior. This is why a lot of these children be fucked up. They look at their parents. They look how their parents interact. They look at how their mother moves. They look how the mother and the father move. If they do see their father on a regular basis, and it's a dysfunctional and toxic relationship, because so many of y'all out here are so high strung on being toxic. So many of y'all are so in awe with being unruly. And all you're doing, because you're already fucked up. You're set in your ways already. But why should you have to subject your children to this behavior so they're not only picking up your bad habits, but picking up your bad habits and adding on to their own personal personalities? Yeah, they don't care. It's called being selfish. And more of these actions is being exposed. And it's not just on one side. It's not just women. Men are selfish as well. There are a lot of men that are selfish. So we're not going to just sit here and just bash one side. But what I'm seeing in this situation, those two people, they shouldn't have never got together. They should have never procreated. They shouldn't have never had kids. And it's a shame because they're already here. And now these kids got to be traumatized with the back and forth of these parents. So pray for the kids, if nothing else. If these two adults can't get it together, at least pray for the children to eventually have enough gumption to not want to emulate what both their parents are doing.
Really here. But there are men that will do that. Let me not act like it ain't, some bitch ass men that'll do that. There definitely are. But typically, you know what I mean? If a guy's worth his salt, he wants those children to have their mother. You know what I mean? There is no system in place to help a man obstruct a mother. You know what I mean? Typically, men do not have the financial resources that will allow them to do some shit like that. But anyway, let's keep watching.
More answers than that.
When's the last time you saw your kids?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, what time?
From 4 to 8.
PM? So you haven't heard from them at all since 8 p.m.?
So what's this bullshit you were talking about, him not releasing the children to you if you just seen them yesterday between the hours of 4 and 8? So what the fuck is your problem? You just seen the kids yesterday. So you're not being obstructed from seeing the children. What is your problem, lady?
I usually don't talk to them during the day.
You talk.
Well, one, she's fucking crazy. Two, she's mad that she can't get her way. And three, she don't have the high ground. There are women out here that thrive and get off on wanting to stick it to men. This feminist ideology, this liberal mindset, I bet you this woman voted for Kamala. Just looking at her, I bet you she voted for Kamala. How much y'all want to bet she did? You know what I'm saying? She probably pisses her bed every night knowing that Donald Trump is the president of the United States. But what do I know? I mean, but like I say, we got a lot to talk about. So let's let this rock. It's almost over. Hold on.
Do you coordinate picking kids up or anything with them?
The court order is from 4 to 8, Tuesdays and Thursdays and every other weekend.
Tuesdays and Thursdays and every other weekend? Okay.
Is this weekend coming up? Not your weekend, right?
It is.
Or is your weekend?
Today, Saturday, Sunday.
So there's no court order. There's no reason at all that the kids should have been at the house on a Friday at 1 p.m. Okay. Go ahead and turn around. Put your hands behind your back for me.
Yep.
Put your hands behind your back.
Man, your hands behind the very deceitful, manipulative brisket, man.
Yeah, lock her ass up. Lock her ass up. I mean, see, this is why I can't be the police, man. Because if I would have came to this scene and heard and looked at this broad saying and moving and looking the way she would have, I probably would have like sweet kicked her ass to the ground, then arrested. Cause this shit is crazy, man. Y'all gotta stop doing this shit. We gotta start lobbying for laws to really stick it to people that want to put false accusations on people, because this could be detriment. This could really put people in certain binds, man, that's unnecessary. And this is just some selfish, psychotic, self-centered, narcissistic ass shit. You know the word that a lot of women always want to say men are. You know the the epitome of a narcissist, as far as a whole, is a lot of these women, these modern women out here. I'm not saying all, but there are a lot of women that move like what they say men are, and that's being narcissistic. You know, it's crazy. So,
Sorry, can you pat her down real quick?
Nothing on here that's gonna stick me, poke me, stab me, cut me, nothing? No. Nothing in your waistband? Wrong. Just your necklace? Nothing in your hair?
Okay, the spirit's gonna get to ministering.
Far car over there.
get your crazy ass in that car.
And really, like, as far as having, and then they're gonna have to go back to court and deal with visitation and family court and all that. This works perfectly for the father. You know what I mean? That now we got you on record. Now it shows that you're erratic. It shows that you're not able to control your emotions. It shows that you're selfish and you're willing to lie. You're willing to harm the children just to harm me potentially. You know what I mean? This works very well into the father's favor. But children need both.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, yeah, the children need both the parents, but goddamn it, children can't choose their parents, and that's the drawback of it all. But no, that bitch is crazy, man. That bitch is crazy. Um, I don't know what dude was thinking, you know, messing around with Birdbeak, because man, she had like one of them like bald eagle like noses and shit. That that motherfucker, that was crazy. But it's crazy out here, man. Brothers, men, be careful who you procreate with, please. You really don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're in a position where you dealing with a woman at least for 18 years of your life, um, going back and forth with her unstable emotions. Trust me, I know. I mean, I don't deal with that now in my present time, but like my youngest son, I dealt with that with his mother, and it wasn't nothing nice. It wasn't nothing to be writing home about. It really put me in a certain space, you know. And even though he's grown and he's doing what he's doing, however he's doing it, it is what it is with that. And this is the shit that breeds dysfunction with your children. And they go out acting out, doing erratic shit, getting in trouble, getting popped off, going to jail. Yo, what up, Mike? I see you, Big Mike. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. Everybody, hit the like button on the way in. Definitely, if you are new, hit the subscribe and the notification bell for all future live streams. I'm doing something a little different tonight. I'm taking myself off of camera. I'm having some like other technical issues. I've been dealing with it for like the last 2 to 3 weeks. I think I think I got to do some upgrading, and I definitely need the support of my Black Bottom family. And I don't ask for much, but if y'all could all, if nothing else, try to donate to the show. Hit the like button definitely to help with the algorithm. But I'm trying to do all this for y'all. I'm not trying to do this just so I can be rich. I'm not trying to be an Anton Daniels. I'm not trying to be all these other big content creators, even though I do want to have a nice following, and a nice family as far as what I got going on out here. But, I want us to all enjoy, have better, I want us to have a better visual experience with what we're doing right here on the Black Bottom roster. So, you see the Cash App is down on the bottom scrolling. If you feel generous, hey, a whole bunch of ones beats a whole bunch of none. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I know y'all been hearing about that Glorilla bullshit that's going on with her stud ass sister. Shout out to Brandon Johnson. The single mom guy. He saying something about what was going on with this whole shit. So we just gonna see what he got going on. What he talking about it with it. So
Y'all
let's
keep
go.
on painting this picture like she's just a good person, an upright person. She's not.
She was posted up at a basketball game, her man's basketball game. That's probably why this bro, sis, it, them, they thing is upset. Yeah, Glorilla making money as a rapper, but the fact that Glorilla is dating an NBA player, I know that don't sit right with you. Glorilla has a lot of brothers and sisters. I'm talking about a shit ton. And when you have that many siblings, you bound to have one punk ass hater out the crew, especially if one of them is an STUD. So Glorilla's STUD sis came to the internet saying that Glorilla don't help out her family. Glorilla don't do nothing. Glorilla is not here for her siblings the way that they should be. And she sounds exactly the way
And hold on.
you would think.
And hold on. And my thing is this. You grown, right? All of Glorilla's siblings are grown. Even though I don't really fuck with Glorilla like that. And we understand the type of music that she performs, and some of us old heads is kind of impartial to the imagery that a lot of these newer people in the industry is portraying. But how the fuck you gonna sit there and get online and dog your family because of what they're not doing for you, and you a whole grown ass whatever the fuck you are, looking like motherfucking the Sandman's cousin and shit from Spider-Man. You remember that character, the Sandman, from the cartoon, the old school cartoon Spider-Man. Remember Sandman, with the sweater and shit. She looked like Sandman's cousin. She looked like Wet Sandman. But anyway, let's go.
Glorilla's stud sister sounds.
Oh, we used to have days when we wasn't eating. But ain't obligated. But you want to get on interviews and talk about the struggle. You want to talk about the struggle. But yeah, ain't one of us shining, fool. Ain't one of us shining. You got everybody else in this. You giving money out. You bringing money back around. You didn't cross you badly because Sanchez about you get your beat. Oh God, about you get your thought, man. I remember when Khalid did this. She watched you, and you brought her back around, and she went live about you, and you brought her back around. She on the stage with you. How that for her? What Khalid with that? Let them know what Khalid.
So let me get this straight. So she take care of her friends, but she don't take care of certain family members. You know why? You hating ass hell for you? Because you can pick your friends. You can't always pick your family. And if you've been watching this channel for at least a year, you know damn well I know about a hating ass sister. That bitch looking old, she been working at 4.
And the one thing that really burns my ass is is family members taking advantage over other family members for their kind. You know, the kind of family members that always want to ask you for shit. Don't talk to you no other time. They only call you when they want something. You know, the kind of family members that if you let them in, they act like your shit's they shit and don't take care of your shit like it's they shit and like it's their shit and just take advantage of it and just fuck up your shit. But feel entitled that they can do that. You know, family members that stayed long past they welcome. You know, it is so many different scenarios, this stuff like that. And it's sad. It's sad that family would do you greasy more than a stranger on the street. At least a stranger on the street understands, hey, look, this person was willing to help me. Let me not make it overly uncomfortable for them and let me get my shit together so I can get about and do my own shit. Which she said she'd been trying to tell her mother to retire from FedEx, but her mother refused to retire. So Glorilla said, there's nothing I can do about that. Right. What she say? You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? If you can hear me now, put a 1 in the chat. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's sad that it's come to the fact that you deal with family that just take advantage of other families' kindness. You know, the kind of family that stay long past they welcome, the kind of family that only call you when they want to ask for money. You know, you don't hear from them for 4-5 months. And then when they do call you, you know, it's all about, man, you know, I'm in the bind, Nate. I need some help. Yeah. Yeah. When they this broad had the nerve to go on TMZ talking about, man, all she need to do is give them 2,500. Is, you know what? You know how slow that shit sounds. If that's all it takes to get you to fuck up out my face and Glorilla, and, you know, and I'm sure that, you know, she got it to give to him 2,500 at least. At least she didn't say 25 racks. That's a different ball game. You know what I'm saying? But shit, if 2,500 is all it takes to shut these bitches up, especially this one, you know, Sandman's cousin, you know, from Spider-Man, you know, shit, just give her the money and tell her good luck. Cause she gonna blow that money, shit. She gonna blow that money in a week. Yeah, I know. She told you she want 2,500. To someone that ain't used to having shit, to someone that's not used to like working on a regular, to someone that don't have really any major responsibilities, $2,500 is a lot to them. Hell, $2,500 in my house is not even 100% of my expenses in my house. You know, it's a decent amount, but it still ain't everything. It's way more that gets spent in my house in a month than $2,500. But all right.
Oh, that bitch looking old. That bitch looking old. She been working that pole.
The clear that right here. Yup. Yup.
Clear Gavan.
Yeah, good Gavan. Clear Gavan. Clear Gavan. But you got Sanchez back around you. Like, bro, you know, I'm just saying, no motherfuckers hate shit, bro. It's been 4 years, bro. It's been 4 years. Then I'm just calling seeing motherfuckers like, no, bro, then mama sitting here and struggling. Y'all thought she bought a house. She did not buy my mama no house.
Look at all these tattoos on bro sis and them face. Stereotypical angry stud syndrome. First of all, you're really frustrated. I can tell. Most studs are. I don't understand how studs get down with the get down. It ain't my business. I'll never care. But I would imagine y'all experience a healthy amount of frustration. That's why y'all are so thirsty to have somebody. That's why y'all be proposing after 3 weeks, because y'all be wanting to just lock something down. That's why y'all really don't have standards, if we're just being honest.
Stop lying. She did not. She bought my daddy a house with his trick. She bought, and then he got the smallest house on the block. Talking about she retired.
She didn't buy the mama a house. She bought the daddy a house. You don't think there was a reason for that?
That's some ghetto ass shit. So, hold on. Shit. Okay. That's some ghetto ass shit. So you mean to tell me that Glorilla said that she told the world that she had 3 abortions? And this a stud? I mean, I understand why she's a stud when you really look at her face, because let's think about it. You know, I can only imagine what the other siblings looked like, because remember what Glorilla looked like when she was broke and gangbang. You know, she had them skittle ass teeth. She had that fucked up ass nose. You know, she looked like, you know, all she was eating was oodles and noodles and motherfucking Cheetos and shit. She ain't had no weight on her. You know, she was looking kind of homely, you know. So it was kind of like a bad thing, but because she had the talent, you know, they kind of like let her into the pool party. They let Glorilla to the cookout. You know, so, you know, it is what it is with that. But yeah, man, that shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like well, like what the fuck we doing? Okay. All right. Can y'all hear me a little bit better? Check 1 2. Oh no, I'm this shit is process really struggle streaming. You supposed to be a content creator. I know. I'm doing my best, man. I'm doing my best. Yeah, like, you know, Glow was looking kind of fucked up out there in the streets back in the day when she first came out. You know, but you know, little money, you know, make things do what it do, you know, but it is what it is. That's why she did MBA, you know. But understand, your genetics are still your genetics. So regardless of how you medically enhance yourself, when you have kids, them kids is still gonna take on your genetic traits. So if you had a fucked up nose and you had all this other bullshit, oh yeah, it's gonna happen. Check 1 2. Can you hear me? Shit, man, my shit's acting crazy. But anyway, let's go.
That first of all. And then second of all, you're complaining about your father's free house? All right.
Somebody retired on his own time, and she didn't retire on God. And now y'all know what Gloss did. How did she got mine? So look, all of us been struggling. We was homeschooled. All of us staying in the same house, 3 through 7, they darn right homeschool, could not come.
Look at all these tattoos on your face. How you got all these tattoos on your face and you complaining about money? Glorilla isn't the reason you struggling for money. Them tattoos on your face are the reason you ain't got no money. Them tattoos on your face are the reason why you struggling. It ain't Glorilla fault. And let's just keep it a bean. If she got 8, 9 siblings, loser siblings who all need to be taken care of, how long is she gonna have some money if she taking care of everybody? She's supposed to take care of mama, daddy, and all these siblings. What if Glow wasn't a rapper? Everybody would just be happy.
We could not come out the fence, bro. You remember? You remember, right? We could come out the fence. I used to sneak my best friend inside the house. When all of us, when we got adult, we became adults. We was like stupid to the street life. We was like common sense because we was like segregated. We was in the house. My mama used to tell us, it's 10 of y'all better be each other's best friend. Oh God. Situation had came about where we ended up going to school because my mama used to beat the shit out of us, and you ain't finna.
I thought that was a mole on her lip. That's a little heart. That's the ugliest tattoo I ever seen in my life. Is that a $sign tattooed on the side of your face? That better not be a $sign. You have a $sign tattooed on the side of your face and you po. Ain't nothing wrong with being po if you're working your ass off trying to get a better life. But if you po and complaining that somebody ain't giving you no money, but you have a $sign on the side of your face, if I was your sister, I would have thought you had life figured out by now. You have a $sign tattooed on your face.
Situation had came about where we end up going to school because my mama used to beat the shit out of us, and you ain't finna beat the shit out of me while I'm hungry. So I'm finna call DCS on your ass.
So she bought your daddy a house, but not your mama a house. You complained about that, but then a minute and a half later, you're talking about how your mom used to beat y'all and y'all was hungry, and you wonder why Glowski ain't bought her a house. Are you kidding me? There's no way. You see what I meant about them delusional STUDS's? I told y'all. STUD. There is a significant amount of delusion that comes with that lifestyle. You have to be. You're an STUD.
That's exactly what happened. When she talk about the 5th child, I'm the 5th child because I'm always been the outspoken one. But I was hungry, and you not finna whoop me for being hungry. Fuck. She used to beat the shit out of us. Oh God. So when she did all that shit, I called DCS. Yes, I called DCS. I called DCS on our mother. I got tired again. Whoop for extension cord. For petty shit. We ain't gonna get too much into that. That's how we got in public school. That's the exact reason why we got in public school.
What does that have to do with Glorilla not giving you no money? You see how you just ranting? Are you off a perk 30? You pop perks, child. You just ranting about your life with all these face tattoos. Glorilla responded in a very Glorilla way. She was posted up at a basketball game, her man's basketball game. That's probably why this bro, sis, it, them, they thing is upset. Yeah, Glorilla making money as a rapper, but the fact that Glorilla is dating an NBA player, I know that don't sit right with you. It can't sit right with you. With your STUD ass. I'm so happy you're unhappy. Not only did she post a video of her chilling unbothered at her man's game, she posted a screenshot of a text message sent by her mother, who is so grateful for everything Glorilla does for them. And you know, we know about a hating ass sibling on this channel. And just like my raggedy ass heifer of a sister, Glorilla's sister thought it wasn't enough to bring my raggedy ass to the internet talking this shit. I gotta go on a big platform. She went on TMZ being a raggedy ass heifer.
You feel that your sister has an obligation to share the wealth?
Hell yeah, she got an obligation to share the wealth. Y'all keep on painting this picture like she's just a good person, an upright person. She's not.
She said,
let's say she has $2 million. How much of that does she owe to you and the rest of the family of that $2 million?
She can get all of her like $2,500 a piece.
everything would be okay if Glorilla gave her $2,500.
How much?
$2,500.
So you did all this for $2,500?
$2,500. Flip.
You raggedy heifer. She also went on to say that Glorilla has 2 of her siblings living with her.
I got 2 siblings staying down there in Atlanta with her that she treats them like housemaids.
And she's upset that Glorilla makes them clean up in order to earn having a place to live for free. You know, when people are terrible people and they're just wrong, all you got to do is let them keep talking.
What does your mom think about you going public with this whole thing?
At the end of the day got to end. I don't give a
Just like my raggedy ass sister, who came to the internet and said that she lost her kid to the state because I made phone calls, and the phone calls alone were enough of a reason for the state to open up a case and take her child. Everybody knows that doesn't make any sense. When the reality of the situation is you lost your kid to the state because as a 4-year-old, my niece was found walking around outside at 1 o'clock in the morning with no shoes on. You raggedy bitch. So it don't matter what type of lies you tell. You're a raggedy heifer. I'm talking about the both of yous. My sister and Glorilla.
We're just trying to like just figure out what is really going on. We see that
Next time, just call because there's nothing going on.
So acres and acres for $30 million, and then $5 million, and you get a place where there's no signage for the winery. East Street Crew has a sign on the door that says, East Street Crew does not make wine here.
So there's a video by Angela Rose. I will put her link in the description. You should definitely check this channel out. She travels, she goes to the locations to see what's going on. And today we're just connecting some of the dots that is going to make all of our heads spin, but it won't be a complete surprise. You remember all of the Somali daycare fraud that we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks, the Feeding Our Future, the millions of dollars disappearing through fake businesses, claiming to feed kids that don't exist. Well, what if I told you the money didn't just vanish into thin air? Some of it got washed clean, and one of those washing machines might be a winery in California. A winery that, and I cannot make this up, has a literal sign on the door saying, "We do not make wine here." I'm talking about Ilhan Omar's husband's winery. And before you think that this is just some kind of conspiratory theory nonsense, I'm going to walk you through why this looks exactly like the Somali fraud schemes I've been documenting over the last couple of weeks. Same playbook, different front business with a higher tax bracket. Let's get into it.
Why should we look into this business is because it is connected to the U.S. representative of Minnesota, Ilhan Omar, who makes $174,000, yet her household is worth $30 million. Her husband, Tim Manette's net worth apparently comes from operating this business. If this is not a real business, it is another example of the pattern of politicians calling for the abolishment of ICE, trying to distract from the fact that they are related to the businesses that Nick Shirley exposed and other fraud happening that is running our country into a bigger and bigger debt.
I don't know. This is just a made up fake winery, just like a lot of stuff in California.
So first, let's talk about the numbers. Ilhan Omar makes $174,000 a year as a congresswoman, standard to pay for that position. Somehow, her husband is worth $30 million. $30 million. Where does that money come from? According to financial disclosures, a big chunk of that wealth comes from her husband, Tim Wynette's business, E Street Crew Winery. This winery supposedly went from making $50,000 in 1 year, and then bam, the very next year, it jumps to $1 to $5 million in value. When someone tells you that their business increased in value by 10,000% in 12 months, you may have to give them a side eye for a second to see what is really going on here. So the YouTuber Angela Rose decided to actually visit this winery in California, and what they found was absolutely wild.
You mean the wine crushing facility right here?
Okay. Understand?
All right. Yeah. So they're a wine crushing company. They, I think, store wine from wineries in the areas.
Okay. Do you know the names of the wineries that they store for?
I don't remember something yet, but it's accessible on the website.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
in fact, it is available on the website. And when you check out their client list, not one of the labels that this winery uses is listed. If we have any wine lovers watching, do any of these labels sound familiar to you? When you look up their most popular one, The Devil's Lie, you just get a bunch of articles of people angry about this fraudulent business.
Here's what a legitimate $5 million winery would look like. There would be acres of vineyards, a tasting room, a wine club membership, distribution deals, industry awards. But here's what E Street Crew Winery looks like. A unit in a shopping center next to a church. No signage, no tasting room, no vineyard. In fact, the address listed for E Street Crew is actually a custom crush facility called Punchdown Cellars. Basically a warehouse where about 40 different small wineries store barrels and process their wine. You can think of it as a WeWork for winemakers. You rent space, but you don't own the building. So here's the problem. When Angela showed up, they found something incredible. E Street Crew literally put a sign up and said, I quote, E Street Crew does not make wine here. They were a client many years ago and have ceased operation. So this is a winery that's supposed to be worth millions of dollars that has a sign on the door that says they don't make wine here.
So let's see. This is Sweet Bee. Again, that is the address where Ilhan Omar's winery is.
We do not make wine here. Oh, they're totally addressing it right now.
E Street Crew has a sign on the door that says, E Street Crew does not make wine here. They were a client many years ago and have ceased operation. Their operating address is linked to this address like all other client wineries because of state and federal filings. So I wonder what else they have to show for it.
Maybe they got another facility, maybe another vineyard, something. No. So this dude by the name of Carmine, he lived in this county his entire life. He never heard of East Street Crew Winery, never heard anyone mention it. You know what wine country people do? They talk about wine a lot. They recommend wineries to each other. They have memberships. They go to tastings. They know all the local brands. No one knows this winery. So when you look up East Street Crew supposed client list at the Punch Down Cellar, the facility that they claim that they make wine, not a single East Street Crew label is listed. And the funny part about this is their most popular wine is supposed to be called Devil's Lie. And when you search for this wine called Devil's Lie, you know what you find? Not wine reviews, not retail listings, no ratings, no scores. You find articles about fraud allegations. The wine doesn't exist. The label doesn't exist. There is no tasting room, no distribution, no wine club, no presence in the actual wine industry whatsoever. Carmine went to Safeway looking for the East Street Crew wine. Couldn't find it. You know what he found? Random box wine from actual wineries that actually exist. Now, you've been watching this channel, you see something very familiar because this is the exact same playbook as the Somali daycare frauds that we've been documenting. Let's break down the pattern. The fake Somali fraud is fake businesses with minimal physical presence, inflated invoices that don't match reality, no actual services being provided, multiple quote-unquote businesses clustered at the same address, money moving through shell companies. Let's look at the allegations from the East Street Crew Winery. Fake business with no physical presence. Valuation jumps from $50,000 to $5 million with no actual product. No wine actually being made. Operating out of a shared facility with 40 other wineries. Also, money appearing on financial disclosures with nothing to show for it. It's the same scam. Just instead of claiming to feed thousands of kids out of a strip mall kitchen, now they're claiming to make millions of dollars worth of wine out of a unit next to a church. The difference? Daycare fraud was immigrants exploiting welfare programs. This is a sitting congresswoman potentially laundering money through a fake winery. You might be asking, why did they pick a winery to do this? Why not a consulting firm or a tech startup or anything else? Because wine is the perfect money laundering vehicle. Here's why. Number one, subjective pricing. A bottle of wine could cost $10 or $1,500. Who's to say what it's worth? It's just like art. Number two, it's hard to audit. Wine sits in barrels aging for years. You can claim you have inventory without having to show it. Another one, high dollar transactions. Wine isn't cheap, especially if you want quality wine. You can move millions of dollars to a wine business without raising eyebrows. Try pushing millions of dollars to a burger shop. People are going to start asking questions. Wineries are usually out in the middle of nowhere, private, perfect for meetings you don't want documented. Look who else has wineries in California: Nancy Pelosi and Gavin Newsom. Why are all of these politicians have a winery? Because it's the perfect paper business to justify large cash flows.
Makes wine for 14 different.
They don't make wine.
They're
Crush it and you hold it.
We winemakers make wine in the same facility.
Oh, cool.
So-
Which, because my family, we've been part of like members of like certain wineries and stuff. So is there like a high end brand that you guys like hold for or anything like that?
No, I don't own the place.
Okay.
I'm just one of the winemakers.
Okay.
There. And there's a bunch of us under one roof.
Awesome.
That's all.
What's your winery's name?
Well, I'm not going to get into it.
Okay.
But it's not that much.
Well, yeah, obviously. But
He didn't really seem very happy.
no,
Do they have people coming to check this place out or something that they needed to put a sign on it? I mean, I
probably.
haven't noticed.
Very similar to the Somali fraud situation. When Angela show up to ask legit questions, people at the Punch Down Cellars get immediately hostile and defensive. Instead of just explaining, oh yeah, East Street Crew used to be a client, but they're not here anymore. They got condescending. Why try to discredit the investigators instead of just answering simple questions? And what they don't want anyone looking too close. Compare that to the pastor at the church next door. Super nice, super helpful, explained everything openly. So here's where we at. We have a congresswoman worth $30 million on a $174,000 salary. We have a winery that doesn't really make wine, doesn't sell wine, doesn't have vineyards, don't have a tasting room, and has a sign literally saying, we don't operate here. We have a valuation that jumped from 50 grand to 5 million in 1 year with zero industry presence to justify it. And we got the exact same pattern as the Somali daycare fraud. Shell businesses, inflated values, no actual product or service, money moving through fake operations. The money from Feeding Our Future didn't disappear. It got washed. This might be one of the washing machines. We will continue to follow this story. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Please follow Angela Rose. She's out there doing really the heavy lifting, traveling to these places to see what's going on. Her link will be
So casually keep diving into concrete, so bittersweet, huh? Keep losing sleep while driving in the backseat. What's left of me? Drowning in what feels just like an ocean. Negativity is getting closer. Hard to keep the heat when it gets colder. You know, sometimes everything just gets hard. Sometimes everything just gets harder. Feeling like I'm missing some parts. They just keep on getting much darker. Even when I'm down in the low, I remember what you were saying. Sometimes all you need is a spark. Maybe just a better kind of bitter. Lose gravity, I'm swimming in the quicksand. Up to my knees. Keep losing sleep, I'm manic dream at midnight. So hard to please. Drowning in what feels just like an ocean. Negativity is getting closer. Hard to keep the heat when it gets colder. You know, sometimes everything just gets hard. Sometimes everything just gets harder. Feeling like I'm missing some parts. They just keep on getting much darker. Even when I'm down in the low, I remember what you were saying. Sometimes all you need is a spark. Maybe just a better kind of bitter.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Man, I'm so sorry, y'all. My shit is acting really shady tonight. Okay. Anywho, we're gonna get back to the show. Sorry about the mishap. It's just been some stupid shit going on with my line. With I'm struggle streaming right now. I don't know what the fuck is really happening, but we're gonna get into the meat of the matter of the show. As far as I'm gonna probably re-edit this live and play it back on the playback once I get everything together. Shit is just crazy right now. I'm not digging this. I'm not digging how my audio and shit's been going. But we're gonna go to SN TV with Street News TV. He's someone that's from Chicago, knows a lot about the streets, and he's gonna break down what went on with this whole female that got unalived over on 79th the other day. So let's go.
Very interesting details has came out about the young lady that had her life taken. What was it, yesterday on 79th and May? Well, first and foremost, she's actually the sister of Risky Bands. Risky Bands is a rapper. He's from over there on Risky Road. They got real big wars going on right now. Like they beefing real bad. And his sister's boyfriend is B.O.G. Now, if you know anything about B.O.G. and Risky Road, they clicked up. Them amongst, I think like 3 or 4 other different sets. And, Risky Bands, he's staying to it, like going back and forth with people on the internet. He got a lot of sets that want to kill him. He got a lot of sets that would love nothing more than to take him out. His sister, she is definitely no stranger to the streets either. She actually gets on the internet, or she was getting on the internet. She was dissing dead people and everything. Everybody thought that this was for Sko, right? Who is B.O.G., which it may have been as well. But it just may have been as much for her, like intended target type shit, as it was for him. If y'all can remember, if you've seen the video, they literally chopped that driver's side down. They chopped that driver's side down. They came to the driver's side with the Draco. He was in the passenger side. Now, if they were waiting on him outside of the WIC office, I'm willing to bet you that they seen what side, who got in, or or well. Obviously, it was some type of chase that gave way because they come from the side street, and then you could tell the white car had came from the same street, but it ended up crashing. So after it crashed, I'm guessing they shot it up. They started shooting at it, made it crash. After it crashed, they get out the car. One guy walks up to the driver's side with the Draco. He's letting go. The other guy's in the back of the car. He really don't come real close, but he's shooting like, into the car through the back window. You got another guy that didn't even cross the street. He was just shooting at the car from across the street, which is, like I said, which is a blessing that baby, it was a baby in the car and the baby didn't get touched. I'm thinking that that may have been for Gina or Gina or however it's pronounced. They may have been for her. Like, she is the sister of somebody that's really, really wanted in the streets. Risky bands, like a lot of people want to, do that to him. And by that being his sister, and then you have people claiming it, the main focus was on the person in the driver's seat. And I feel like they knew that the person in the driver's seat was her. I really do. And I feel like she was definitely an intended target as well. I think that they didn't care which one they killed or if they killed everybody in the car, because those two targets were green lights. We got one of our ops or this guy that's clicked up with our ops that's with BOG, and we got one of our main ops' sister, and because when you look at it, Risky Road has been allegedly in the streets doing a whole lot of shit these last couple of years, for real. Their name is on a lot of shit. Their name ringing in the streets. So,
and what a lot of people, all right, I'm fine. Sorry about this, y'all. I've been going through some technical difficulties. Yeah, it is sad. But what's really sad is this. If you really broke down what was really going on with this girl, you would see that, she hang out with certain cats in the streets. And this is the thing that's really pissing me off about a lot of people on the south side of Chicago. All of y'all want to be these gangbangers. All of y'all want to be these gangsters. All of y'all want to be especially these women. Ladies, sit your ass down some motherfucking way. Find you something else to play with. Find y'all something else to do. There's been posted messages as far as what this girl be doing online to her so-called ops. And I'm not saying that is a reason for why this happened or even justifying the fact that it happened. But some of you ladies, you black sisters, you youngsters that thinking y'all, all that, whatever kind of mindset that y'all are right now, y'all really need to start shutting the fuck up and staying out of these boys' business. These ain't men. These is boys. Because real men don't move like that. Real men don't do the shit that they doing like this, not like that. And for what cause? What are y'all gaining by it? This is Black History Month. And this is how y'all showing y'all selves in this shit. This lets me know that y'all very low IQ. Y'all don't have no fucking common sense. Y'all don't have no self-love. You don't know how to fucking problem solve. Y'all don't know how to emotionally regulate yourself. It's just too much. It's too much. And thank God that the little girl survived, because as reckless as you motherfuckers is moving, that child wouldn't have made it.
taking out Risky Band's sister would be like it would definitely hurt him, and he's definitely looking hurt. And he's, he responded to it. He made posts and shit like that. So I don't know. I just found that to be crazy.
A lot of y'all need to stay the fuck off of line. Y'all need to stay offline. I don't know what it is with you shorties that y'all gotta constantly say any and everything that y'all feel on social media like it's not gonna get back to you. This is why I know that a lot of y'all are some, spawns of a drug addict or just spawns of someone that just has mental health issues. This is why we need the mental health facilities back in full swing. This is why we need to stop putting people on certain medications just because you think they having behavioral problems. Oh, I'll let you listen to it. You know what I'm saying?
It's your boy SNTV. I'm out.
We're not finished. We're not finished. There's still more to talk about with this whole situation. Matter of fact, I got another video that's gonna break more of it down as far as what went on the other day in Chicago. So give me 1 second. Hey, and hit the like button if you coming in here new, and if you're new, please hit the subscribe. I know here earlier I was having some technical difficulties. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to get it together. But here we go.
I probably gotta put that motherfucker in neutral. Well, I'll load, both of them. Probably gotta put them in neutral though. You know how to put it in neutral? From underneath. I'll show you. You gotta learn that anyway, huh?
All right, so according to police, there was at least 50 shell cases left on the scene of the incident that occurred on 79th and May the other day. They ended up finding the car. So the killers, they did what they did. They went and disposed of the car. They burned it up.
There were multiple shooters who fired dozens of shots, perhaps more than 50. Remarkably, all of those bullets missed a baby who was sitting in the car that was targeted.
Investigators remained at the scene well after nightfall at this corner littered with shell casings, where somehow a baby in this bullet-riddled car emerged unscathed.
What's the purpose of shooting at a car when you know there's a child in the car?
And the sad thing about it, they didn't get caught yet. But the sad thing about it is that was the same area when I was a teenager, because it was over there by St. Sabina, with Father Flager. And I used to work for Father Flager when I was in high school, during the summer, had a summer job. This was back in the 80s, when Harold Washington was the mayor. And he was doing a lot of programs to get these kids off the streets. And the one thing that he used to do and he had implemented was people having, summer jobs as far as the teenagers. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what used to keep a lot of us out of trouble. And it was a good thing because, a lot of us stayed out the streets. And the sad thing about it in today's time, these mayors, these politicians that's in the city, they're not doing anything to give these children something to do. You think people care about the youth anymore? I mean, to a degree, but the fact of the matter is there's just so many broken homes and there's so many people, as far as the youth, that don't care about themselves. It ain't about whether people care about the youth. It's the fact of the dynamic that changed, that made a lot of these kids be unmanageable. A lot of these children come from broken homes to the point where they don't want to listen to nobody. They're angry about everything. You know, they just want to lash out. They don't have balance. They don't have structure. You know, all they care about is what they seeing on social media, on reality TV, with this mindless music that they listen to. You know, that's all they care about. They don't care about really trying to, you know, look towards a future. Hell, whoever raised them didn't teach them to want to be better and to have a future. They just tell them just to get out and just do whatever, you know, which is sad.
The car. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it could be a lot of other people who's lost their life here today.
Kirk Bell is the godfather of 26-year-old Gabrielle Ayers, who relatives identify as the woman who was shot and killed in her white Chevy sedan around 1:30 p.m. at 79th and May Street. Her car then crashing into a van.
This here is unbelievable. This young lady was a beautiful young lady with a beautiful child, and life just cut short. For what?
Ayers' boyfriend in the car also shot multiple times, but her 13-month-old baby daughter, who was sitting in the back, escaped unhurt.
It's a miracle that baby was not shot. It's a miracle.
St. Sabina Church is around the block from where the gunfire erupted, and the church's food pantry is on that corner. People inside hiding in a back room, and after the gunfire, emerged to help the victims.
So they saw, you know, the young man and the woman shot up in the car as they were trying to get the baby out. But they gave the baby immediately to the police, and the policewoman took it in her car and was holding it.
They need to clean this city up. They need to. This gangs and the shooting and the killing is just unbelievable.
Gabrielle Ayers' mother tells me her daughter worked as a hairstylist and was training to be a letter carrier. Police have not offered a motive for the shooting.
Baby Splat from Shorty Mob, man, you know.
But like I said, this is the whole play, and this is another thing that pisses me off about us as blacks in the community. We always want to sit up here and praise our people that meet these certain situations, that they were so good, that they were so upright, that they was really trying to be an upstanding individual in society. But I'm sorry to say, ladies and gentlemen, this sister was ratchet. This sister used to be about the smoke too, and used to talk shit on social media, used to talk about the dead on social media. Back then, we had the YMCA, and then we had the video game room. Yeah, we had all that shit. These children today have no extracurricular activity. Not only that we had those things, we had the game rooms, the YMCA, we had Little League, we had Summer League basketball, we had all these other things. We had all these other things back in our time. But guess what? These so-called politicians that y'all vote for, especially these Democrats, as time went on, they started cutting those programs. They started cutting these fundings for these things. So as time went on, and not only the culture of the community changed, the culture of media changed. You know, the things you see on television, the music that you hear on the radio. It went from one thing where everything was always about love, positivity, things like that. Now it just reverted to violence, murder, red rum, I'm sorry. destruction, sexual deviance. I mean, it's always been that, but it got really raunchy over the last 15, 20 years, you know. And this is what these children were subjected to. Yeah, it got bad well over 20 years ago. I think maybe the last year of real good music across the board was like 02, 03. Yeah. She was talking about the dead and about somebody's brother. And that was back in November. So some people just get out and wait. That was calculated. That wasn't just some random shit. That was something that happened because they was watching. They were lurking. They already had issues with the brother because that was the other person that got, shot in that car, her brother. And they did what they did. Yeah, it's been the same decent artists, but almost everybody people listen to is whack. Yeah, it's all whack. See, I'm an old school kind of guy when it comes to music. I don't listen to all that stupid shit, and I can only take so much of it. Of course, even in the early 2000s, we had our ghetto ass music, but it was a little different then. They wasn't just trying to kill each other. As soon as they see him at a concert or some bullshit like that, it was a little different, a couple decades ago. But when that drill music came out, it changed the whole landscape of music culture and how people move out here. That's why I tell people I gotta watch you gotta watch what you say on social media. Yeah, of course. You gotta watch what people say on social media, man. Because see, little do y'all know, social media, oh man, it's just social media. No, social media is real life too. If it's tagged to you, a picture, you giving locations to where you at, if someone really wants to find you, they can find you.
Basically stay claim to the shit. You got to be careful out here. You got to watch what you do, what you get yourself involved in. This young lady was, dissing the dead on the internet, and she was also known as the first lady of the Hawks, like the CEO, Hawk first lady type shit. So I'm willing to bet y'all that this was meant for her. Now, a lot of people saying like, nah, it was meant for him. I'm telling y'all, this was meant for her. They wanted to hurt her to get to Risky.
And unfortunately, bro that's talking ain't lying. That shit was meant for her. Yeah, he got shot in the process, but the majority of those gunshots was at the driver's side, Ross. His mother used to be in the club world. I'm not surprised. The one thing that used to really upset me about the club world is that, okay, I'm not going to judge you on your history. I'm not going to judge you from where you grew up at because none of us can control who raised us and how we was raised, right? But you would think with proper leadership, being a part of that circle, that the powers to be would really teach the people. Because see, listen, like a perfect example, right? Back in the day, the Black Panthers. A lot of those members used to be criminals, used to be robbers, used to be gangbangers. But guess what? When they wanted to be a part of that organization, they had to follow structure. They had to follow rules. They had to follow a code. And if you couldn't do those things, you couldn't be a part of that organization. He said, Ross, I'm gonna tell you who dude mother is because you know her. Are you talking about the guy whose sister got shot? Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised. I know I'm not surprised. I mingled with a lot of people in the city during that time when I was in that circle and live in that lifestyle that I knew was on or had some fuck shit going on. But she retired from the club early. But I'm going to inbox you and tell you who she is. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, when you do, I wouldn't be surprised who you told me it was. But what I gotta say about that is that a lot of these people in the club world that were out and about doing their thing, partying, turning up, bringing the city out, wasn't doing right by their children. They wasn't giving really good examples. They were doing a facade. Okay. A lot of these people that's in the club world or that was in the club world really wasn't about community. They really wasn't about that. They was really about the fact that they had something to do to get out every night. And no, the boyfriend's mother. Oh, you talking about? Oh, okay. But and a lot of these people that was in the club world was neglecting their children, leaving them with whoever they wanted to leave them with, or leaving them in the house by themselves. There's been a few situations where mothers, these good, strong, independent mothers, was leaving children in houses, and bad things happen. Where it's to the point where one situation I remember, some children got caught in a fire and perished. Hate to bring that up, but I think some people out there know what I'm talking about or remember that situation when they was leaving their children in the house by themselves and they didn't even have proper heat. They didn't even have proper, living conditions, and was burning space heaters and shit like that instead of having real heat in their dwelling, and the place caught on fire. Wound up going to jail behind it. 2 sisters. I'm not going to say the names, but I'm quite sure some people remember what I'm talking about.
Band. She's not really just in the streets for real. She's really just like a, just a everyday female. She do hair and shit like that. And what it is, them her people. So when people diss them on the internet, she do what she do. And that's not to try to say, okay, well, justify what she was doing. No, that's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is basically letting y'all know that she wasn't no gangster. She wasn't out here in the streets for real. Like, she was around them, but she wasn't no gangster like that. Now, that shit on the internet, she was bogus for that. She was bogus for dissing dead people on the internet. But in her defense, she was actually responding to somebody else that had dissed her people. So,
But SNTV, that does not negate the fact that she did what she did. See, we're not going to keep making excuses for bad behavior, y'all. We got to stop doing that bullshit. We got to stop saying, oh, well, she was only retaliating because of what someone else did. And okay, are we in fucking 4th grade? So when someone jump off the roof, you gonna jump off the roof with them? Is this what we doing? That's poor thinking. That's remedial thinking. That's low IQ thinking. You know, every action doesn't deserve a reaction. You remember that incident that happened in Inglewood down the street from my crib in Paulina, like around 45th, 40, 44th, around this lady left her kids in the house by themselves. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I know you definitely know what I'm talking about because those individuals were or probably still in the club world. You know, yeah, that house got caught on fire that night because of faulty space heaters. You go out in the streets presenting yourself as such this social butterfly and that you got it like that, but your living situations is less than shit. You couldn't even afford to get proper space heaters. You know, safety space heaters. You know, there are space heaters out here that when it gets to a certain level and if it gets to a certain capacity, they'll shut off for safety so that they don't overdo themselves. It happened around 2014. Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. You know, it was all over the news. It was all over the internet. It was all over Facebook. And y'all gave them women a pass. And this is what another thing I'm saying as far as about so many of you ladies out there that thinking that y'all can just do everything by yourselves or that y'all so independent and you don't need or want a man. If you would have had a real man by you, that situation wouldn't have happened.
Take of that what you will, but like I said, Shorty Mob is claiming this. It's a never ending cycle. And keep on, you know, they're gonna keep doing what they're doing and keep on self-snitching. Shorty them saying all that on the internet, they couldn't have did it. And the whole time they be done did the shit, or they guys be done did the shit. They know who did the shit. They act like the police don't exist. They act like the federal government don't exist. They act like the last 1,000 niggas before them didn't go down for doing some dumb shit. They act like it don't take one mistake for your ass to be in the grass. And then they'll let you get away. They'll let you ride for a minute. They'll let you ride for a minute. They been knew who had killed FBG Duck. They been had all of that surveillance. They been had everything they needed to come get those guys. They let them chill on the street for a whole year before they came and get them. They'll give you time to get killed in the streets. They'll give your ops, homies and shit time to respond, time to come kill you before they actually come get you. And that shit crazy. But like I said, you know, the cycle continues. The cycle continues, man. Y'all young ladies, man, make sure y'all stay out of harm's way. That mean no taking pictures. That mean no dissing on the internet. That mean no throwing up gang signs. That mean be ladies and mothers. And a lot of times, man, y'all will get spared. A nigga don't even know about y'all.
But the unfortunate thing is a lot of these young women, they want to be just as thorough and as hardcore and as gangster as these men out here. And they're not really men to me, these young boys. You know what I'm saying? I was just watching not too long ago, like a little bit earlier, you know, remember the old TV shows like Rock and you know, the Cosby Show, shit like that. You know, Rock was a very good TV series. If you ever go back to that, go back and watch some of Rock's old episodes. Go back and look at the original episodes of Good Times. Even though they was in the projects, that's when James Evans was around. She's not the first mother that left her kids in the house by herself. Another mother did the same thing, left her kids in the house by themselves, and one of her kids walked outside and stopped the officer. Yeah, I think I remember that too. I heard so many things like that. I done heard so many stories, you know. Um, so many of these ladies, they just do the most, and for what? Because they're so wrapped up in the life of and become a product of their environment. He says that the officer asked the kid, "Where your mother?" The kids said, "I don't know." So when the kids took them back to the house, that's when the officer saw all the kids by themselves. And Ross, you know what too. Damn, that's fucked up, man. So much dysfunction in our community. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. You know, rock was the shit, man. And what hurts me about the industry and music and stuff like that, back in them days, we had those different TV shows that we can really look at everyday life events, but it was made in a way that we learn something from it. We get something out of it. And we try to be, if not better, and in some situations, maybe even emulate some of those people that we idolized in those in particular programs. What y'all idolizing now is dysfunction, death, drug use, promiscuity, and destruction.
That's the thing. Ain't no nigga in the streets supposed to be taking pictures and putting out publicly who his siblings are. No nigga in the street should be doing that. Y'all got to start thinking and living for everybody else around y'all, because we seeing how if niggas can't get to you, they'll take your family members, man. Straight up. Like, this shit real out here. It's not a game. You know? Again, y'all do not need to be taking pictures.
Hell, not even the ones that's in the streets. Hell, everyday people. We are really living in a world where there are sick individuals out here that want to prey on anybody that they might have a disagreement with, issues with, jealous of, want something out of them, relationship failure, whatever the fuck the case may be. I know that we really got accustomed to social media, right? I know that a lot of us really got used to how this technology has taken us into a whole different realm, opposed to what it was like, say, back in the early 2000s. It has really evolved over the last 20 plus years. You know, I remember how Facebook used to be back in 2009, opposed to what it is now. Hell, some of y'all don't remember sites like MySpace and Black Planet and Mayente and, you know, shit like that. Some of y'all ain't from the party line era on the phone, on the house phone. You know, the landline. Some of y'all don't even know what a landline phone is. You know, some of y'all don't know about MTV Raps or Friday night videos. Some of y'all have no idea what the Music Box was about as far as that TV channel, The Box. Y'all don't know nothing about that. When you called in and requested to play certain songs from certain artists for a fee. Y'all have no idea. I'm showing my age. Yes, I know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's just crazy out here, man.
Pictures, posting pictures on the internet of y'all siblings, knowing y'all got
Ain't no kid in there.
knowing that
These niggas is so
put that motherfucker in neutral.
slow to the point to where
And it's crazy, man, because like I said, this is the lifestyle that so many of our youth want to live because they're not having proper guidance. They're not having proper teachings. They're not having proper instructions. They're just out here just doing willy-nilly. So shout out to Street News TV, you know, and he's an ex-convict. I've watched Street News TV on and off for like maybe the last 6 years, maybe. And he was actually doing content when he was locked up. But now he's out, so he's really doing it full force now. But he has a very big following. He knows a lot about the history of what's been going on in these streets because he was one that was a part of it too. But he decided to get out of it and do something positive. See, there's always something else that you can do. Ain't nothing out here in these streets that y'all need to be trying to do. You need to try to get yourself together. Ain't nothing wrong with being a square. I know a lot of these motherfuckers back in the day was like, man, Ross, you a lame. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Being a lame keep you alive. Being a lame, you get to watch your children grow up. Being a lame keep you out of trouble with law enforcement. Keep you out of prison. Keep you out the cemetery. Anyway, I got something else that's gonna like coincide with what we was talking about right now. And shout out to Accountability Commentary. He's another content creator I actually just got up on maybe a few months ago. I'll be watching some of his stuff. He be having some real interesting commentary. Yeah, the jukebox. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I said the box, the music box, but yeah, the jukebox. But he does some real, you know, interesting commentary. And I've been digging some of his stuff. But what he's talking about right here is pretty much what's breaking down all this madness that we see in our neighborhood. So shout out to Accountability Commentary. So let's let this go.
Salute. So what you're seeing right here is your typical gangbanger, right? What do gangbangers do? They bang on other gangs, right? Not just other gangs, they bang on innocent people, but the gangs they usually bang on are people that look like them, people with the same skin tone. You never see them banging on white sheets. It's just them against other groups of people that look like them. They poison their communities, right? They take each other out, right? And, you know, they terrorize the neighborhoods they live in, right? That's what a gangbanger is, right? So, recently I saw, you know, in Chicago and Philly, I seen videos and news clippings that just happened of Keisha's getting taken out by these gangbangers, right? Whether it's in a crossfire, I think one of them, the guy that she was with, was targeted, and they was in a car and they lit the car up, and the video's out there. It's horrifying, that video, right? The way they moved on that car. So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. When they talk about these situations, right? They never talk about things that the reason why these Keishas end up in these situations. The first thing they just go to, oh, these black males, you know, it's always these black males, but they never talk about the Keisha's actions in this. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because you go on social media, right? And these gangbangers are posting these videos, posting these type of photos, right? This photo was posted in a group by Duke right here, right? This was his response. I want you to look at the response. Look, a Crip, I never had one of those, right? Look, look. Look, she's ready. Look, look. What's the difficulty level? Look, look, look. They with it. They with it. You look like you run a strict program. Look, look, look. A black man working a 9 to 5 wouldn't have got this response. Look, anything's possible, right? Because he has the Henny bottle in his hand.
No, first off, she said, fine as fuck, though anything is possible. This is the shit that be killing me about a lot of our sisters in the community, the community. Y'all talk about how these men are so fucked up and they so this and they so that and they so all whatever. But you will fuck with these men. Y'all sit up here and say, man, there ain't no good men. There ain't no good men out here. Because, you know, men that like work a real job, stay out the way, ain't playing a video game for 12 hours, just sitting in the house, not doing nothing, you know, selling half-ass packs or whatever the fuck they selling to, you know, the fiends outside. Got all kind of motherfuckers running all in and out their house, you know, shit like that. No balance, no structure. Got babies all over the fucking place. These the kind of men y'all go for. You know, and the numbers don't lie. Because the number is still that black men, single black men, 50%, a little bit over 50% of single black men are childless. But yet and still, 80% of black women have children. And they're having children with at least 15% of the black men. Meaning, all you women fucking the same dude. You know, all you women that got them 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 kids, living on government assistance, living on EBT, living on child support, being a CNA, which that's a red flag. You know, y'all sitting up here posting up booty pics in your scrubs and shit because you wear the tightest of the tightest scrubs and shit. Shit probably smell like wild onions and boar butt and, you know, all that other shit. But, and y'all say men ain't nothing, but you ladies fuck the same men. Y'all do remember earlier this summer, last year, the Ramika with Meeks and that other girl that just finally got arrested, you know, that shot her and deleted her, you know, all over a hood nigga. They both sharing the same dude. They both got kids by the same dude. And he in the middle of a triangle within those other two. And it ended up with one of them not going back home no more. These are the kind of niggas y'all fuck with.
Right? This is the response these pookies get from these Keishas. If anything was a red, if a picture was a red, this is what you call a red flag in a picture. This is the definition of seeing a picture and noticing the red flags. First of all, Duke is twisted. He's drunk. You could tell. He's drunk. The bottle's almost gone. And he has his blue rag right here, and he's just hanging wherever he's at. He looked like he's on demon time. And instead of looking at this and, you know, saying, yeah, this ain't it. No, they're openly actively choosing these dudes. They're actively choosing these dudes, black men. That's what they do. They choose these dudes. And for all these dudes out there that be saying, oh, the reason why we talking about them is because they're getting more play. No. The average dude that's out there, he gets play also. Here's the difference, though. The type of play he gets, right? Here's the difference. He'll get the buns. The average 9-to-5 guy out there can get the buns. The problem is he won't get any loyalty from that Keisha. He won't get any cooperation from the Keisha. He won't get any of that, right? She'll cheat on him. She'll set him up. She'll do all type of things. Getting the buns have never been a problem for the average, regular, working man. Getting the buns from Keisha is nothing. You don't have to work hard to get the buns from Keisha. So that's not the issue here, because they quick to say, oh, you're talking about them because you're not getting as much buns from them. Keisha buns? Keisha buns? All you have to do, like I said, is come outside, couple of fake Cuban chains, some J's on, and you in there like swimwear. That's all you.
Right. Some J's on, a decent ride, and, you know, maybe a 3-piece from Harold's with some mild sauce and some fries and, you know, a pill, some za, all that shit. It don't take much. It don't take much with these sisters in the neighborhoods. It don't take much. Their expectations are so low in the gutter. It's crazy, man. You know, as long as you looking like something, you know, a period that you looking like something, you know, you can get them. And the sad thing is that you talk about a man being a community dig, but they always fighting over them. Exactly. Like I said, 80% of the women that have kids are messing with 15% of the guys. And he said, B Willbone, I shot to you. She said she doesn't care about the kids either. No, she don't. It's just a benefit for a lot of these women. I.e., what my man AC over here says, these Keishas. And you know, and the funny thing is, he got that Keisha, you know, if everybody remember that movie Belly. You remember how Keisha was in the movie Belly. She didn't give a fuck about nothing. You know, she was a ghetto hood queen, you know, decent looking. And she knew what her guy, Tommy, was doing. But because Tommy had it like that, she dealt with that shit. That's all. She was addicted to the fast life. She was addicted to that drug life. She was addicted to that hood life. And remember when she was talking to T-Boz and talking about how, you know, she always fall for them kind of guys. You say, why the fuck is no law created to stop this bullshit? Why the fuck is there no law to stop this bullshit? Because they don't want it to stop. The system wants this shit to keep going on. They want this time and this energy to go on in our community. It's up to us to stop it. It's up to us to walk away from it. It's up to us to not accept it. And I know it's a scary time right now where how these youngsters is moving now and the kind of weapons that they got. I mean, hell, to be honest with you, and I've said this, all these so-called gangbangers, all these fruity booty ass, tight jean, sagging off your butt ass niggas that get caught up and get caught in the jam and get sent to prison, why don't you just send them to the military? And those be the ones that fight in the front line. Let's see how gangster they are then. when they got to go overseas. You know what I'm saying? When they got to go overseas and really use them guns. Because half of them don't know how to shoot better than they can piss. Hell, they can't even piss straight, let alone shoot. And it's definitely our tax dollars going to the shit.
You have to do and talk rat community. The rat community talk, oh, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Tiana Taylor, the regular rat community talking, you in there. It's nothing to get the buns. The difference is these pookies, right, will get more cooperation, more submission from them just off the fact that they're criminals. They're criminals. And the problem is, instead of, that's why I make a clear separation from us and them, is that when these pookies are out here doing this, when they're out here wreaking havoc on the communities, instead of them saying it's these guys, it's not the productive black men, they put black men and black males all into this group. Like, we're down with that.
And just like in society, when they see all these ratchet bitches, these so-called baddies, these high-bodieds, these BBL bitches, that's why they lump all other women in the same category as those women. This is why I keep saying, ladies, y'all got to start holding the bitch accountable. You gotta start holding the bitch accountable. I'm seeing it more and more now. Y'all could turn up the heat just a tad bit more, but it's not like I'm not seeing it. But they ain't getting the message. Y'all gotta remove yourselves from them kind of women. I hate to say that, and I feel bad for the sister that lost her life here the other day in Chicago in the car on 79th. I feel bad for her. But if you hanging out with bitches that's messy like that, y'all need to leave them women alone. I understand they parents and they family or close god daddies and all this other shit saying, oh, she was so good. If she was so good, she'll still be here right now. If you was so on the straight and narrow, you wouldn't put yourselves in spaces and places to get yourself put in that situation. I don't give a fuck who you are, what you think you're doing. It's just certain places I ain't gonna go. And if I do go, I ain't staying long. And I damn sure not gonna have my children around.
Like, we're a part of that. They never separate us. So we become part of that also. We have to deal with this image also. No matter if you say you're not a part of that, you're not with that, never been a part, they look at us as the same, because instead of Keisha saying, no, that's not all black men, that's not even a lot of them, that's just that sector, that's just that percentage, very small percentage that these Keishas all sleep with the same guys. No, it's black men and that's it. So when these Keishas are out there getting sent to the upper room, you can't just look at these pookies and say, oh, these pookies are doing this, these pookies are doing that. No, you got to look at these Keishas and say, well, those are the guys that you're choosing. You're choosing the gangbanger. You're choosing the gangbanger. You're choosing the gang member. And if you're choosing the gang member, things come with it. So if you get sent to the upper room, whose fault is it? When do she get held accountable for her own demise? You did this to yourself. You knew he was a gangbanger. And gangbangers have ops. You knew that.
But a lot of them don't want to do that. A lot of them don't want to hold these girls accountable. A lot of them want to turn a blind eye. You know, they want to still look at them as a victim. But you chose these niggas. Like I say, 80% of the women in our community that have all these children are having children by 15% of these black men as a whole. Some of the worst of the worst. You might have squeaked by and got one guy that was actually trying to do right by you, but you took him for granted because you still kept fucking with your first 2 or 3 other baby daddies before him. He was a good guy that housed you, treated your children like they was his. He did things for you. He bought things for you. And all you did was take advantage of it. You drove his car. You spent his money. And you did what the fuck you wanted to do. So many brothers out here that got caught up in that situation. Trust me, I know. We could all understand.
And then you still dated him. You knew that he was a criminal. You knew that he was out there doing things that he's not supposed to be doing, but it excited you until you got sent to the upper room, and now it's our problem? No, it's not our problem. That's a Keisha problem, because here's the other thing. He was raised by who? Keisha's. Keisha raised these guys. These type of dudes that they be talking about, like they be pretending like they're against, but secretly be, you know, getting taken on tizzy tours by them. They're the reason why these guys are like, these dudes, these males are like that. Because they raised them to be violent. They raised them like this. But I just wanted to show y'all that these are the same guys.
And I've said this, and I've said this so many times. I've said this so many times. So many of you ladies, y'all bitch, cry, and moan on social media about how these guys is this, how these guys are zesty, how these guys don't want to commit, how these guys is dogs, how these guys don't treat you right. But think about it. Who raised them? Over the last 30 years, who's been the primary adult in raising these boys? Ding, ding, ding. Just like I tell a lot of you brothers. And I understand some of these women out here, they looking good. You thinking about, you know, dipping them in motherfucking molasses with some chocolate chips and all kind of shit with Cool Whip on top and all this shit. Because they look a certain way. Because they're trying to emulate a certain image, right? But I gotta tell you, brothers, you gotta look at their mama. I got a brother right now, love him dearly, dealing with all kind of bullshit and madness with his wife. And you want to know why he's dealing with it with his wife? Because he didn't really look at the signs of her upbringing, because her mama, the wife's mama, ain't shit. And I saw that the first time I saw that woman's mother. He said most of them parents today doesn't care about their kids until something happened to them. Yeah, of course. You know, it's not my baby. My baby was this. My baby was that. But just like I said, how you to watch how these men move and see who raised them. Brothers, y'all got to look at how these women move and see how they mama move. And then a lot of this shit y'all wouldn't go through. But I know some of y'all so enthralled with the aesthetics or what they do, or how they do it, and how what up. You know how it is.
guys that they're chasing that's getting them sent to the upper room. This goofball, he's worse than the other guy. He's worse than the other one. Grazing your beard. He's clearly somewhere in his late 40s, early 50s. Who are you? Black Santa Crip? What's going on here? What are you doing, Duke? You're supposed to be out there. If you are a gang member and you get older, you're supposed to be out there telling the youngins that ain't the move. This is what they supposed to be doing. Once they get older, this is what they supposed to be doing. Hey, this ain't the move. I went here, I was here, I lost this, I ended up in jail, I ended up in prison, I ended up doing this. This ain't the move. No, because they don't grow up. Living in that rat community, they never grow up. They're perpetually stuck in their second childhood. But Keisha don't see that. She saw this. And what did Keisha say? Here we go. Bang. There you go. Look at this. Look at this right here. This what they saw. This is the response. Look at this. Look at this. I'm telling you, what they tried to tell us, black men, that when it comes to us saying this is who they choose, they try to say that was just a trope that we've been using for the longest to explain why we are not choosing them, to explain why we're dating other races of women. We just using some made up, trope. No, that's what it is. It's not made up. We see this every day. We see, soon as we get online, that's the first thing we see. We'll see some bugged out gangbanger. We'll see some scammer. We'll see a drug dealer.
We hear it all the time on some of these podcasts with some of these modern women. What kind of men they like? Oh, I love a scammer. I gotta mess with a D-boy. I gotta mess with a thug. I gotta mess with somebody hardcore. Remember that one girl that was all over the internet last year talking about how she don't date no lames and she don't fuck with people that's 9 to 5. She got to deal strictly with street niggas. And then soon after that video went viral, some niggas shut up her house, and then she gonna turn right back around and post another video talking about, man, I got my house shut up. And but this is what you want. These are the kind of niggas you like, right? Because they look a certain way. They dress a certain way. They ride a certain way. They buy certain shit for you because they don't care. Because it's just that fast money. Fast money ends up having a short life.
We'll see people out here sending people to the upper room, and who you have, a bunch of Keishas chasing them. We'll see that. And we know that. And we've seen it in our personal lives. We saw it. So when we say that, we're not saying it just because we're just trying to abstain from you and we need to make up a reason. No. That's what you do, Keisha. You make up reasons why you are a Brad worshiper. We're not making this up. I show this all the time with proof that they're chasing them. I'm not just saying it. I'm showing y'all proof, especially in the Patreon. Salute to the brothers in the Patreon. Proof from their own accounts, from their own words. This is who they want. And it has nothing to do, what I've been trying to tell you, black men, is it has nothing to do with what you look like. Has nothing to do with what you look like. I told y'all, they want a 6 feet, they want a guy that's 6 feet tall, right? 6-pack, right? Yeah, they want him to be athletic. Oh, no. Only if you're a productive black man, they want that. If you're a Pookie, you could be 5'5" and sloppy, dusty, dirty, as long as you are a criminal. As long as you're a criminal. If you are a criminal, that makes up for him being pudgy, him being short. That makes up for all that. Him being ashy. That makes up for all that. Him being a criminal makes up for all that, black man. So it's not your looks. It's your mentality. It's your mentality. You understand? It's not your looks. It's your mentality. You need to know that, black man. It has nothing to do with your looks. All about your mentality. If you're not a criminal, they're not going. If you're not a criminal, you don't turn on. That's what turns them on. They're constantly chasing these.
And that's sad. It's sad that that's the mindset of a lot of these modern women out here in the neighborhoods, in the hoods. It's sad that that's what gets them going. It's sad that they don't see nothing but this fake facade of a wannabe gangster. These boys ain't gangsters. Gangsters don't move like how these little boys move. They don't have no honor. They don't have no structure. They don't have no coof. They don't have, a lot of them don't have no intelligence. They just reckless. Just reckless, unforgiving, spastic, fucking remedial, very low IQ. Half the motherfuckers don't know how to read. But y'all love them. Y'all love them to death. Y'all love them how they D you down. They love you. You love them how they spend money on you for this frivolous bullshit that you get. You know, all that shit. You know, it's just a crazy thing, man. This is the thing that this is the time that we're living in. Straight dysfunction.
These gangbangers. And you know what's the sick part about it? The sick part is that they have children. All of those Keishas you saw have children. Chasing after gangbangers. Putting their children in harm's way. Putting their children in harm's way. And got the nerve to talk about productive black men that have nothing to do with this, that do nothing to them. They got beef with productive black men because productive black men are starting to say there's requirements to get with them. They mad at productive black men for having standards. But they have no smoke for these gangbangers out here wreaking havoc on the communities that they live in, but got smoke with productive black men that say, you know what? They're not accepting big backs. They're not accepting, women with children. They're not accepting washed up women. They're not accepting washed up Keisha. They're not accepting any of that. They saying you got to bring this to the table, and they got more beef with productive black men who are just saying what it takes for them to provide, what it takes for them to protect, what it takes for them, and what it takes for them to get one of those guys. They just saying that what it takes to get, in order to get me, here is what you need to do. That's all they saying. It's just words that they're saying. It's just words. They mad at words. But they're not mad at the actions that are being taken when it comes to these pookies in their neighborhoods. But they're mad at words from productive men online that they never met. Never met. And they're actively choosing these guys. You don't see Becky as a collective choosing this. As a collective, you don't see that. Maria as a collective, you don't see that. As a collective, you don't see that. They're going after the tradesman. They're going after the guy that works in a garbage, works at a garbage truck. They're going after the guy that's the electrician. They're going after the guy that's the construction worker. They're going after the plumber. They're going after the carpenters. They're going after the bus drivers. They're going after the FedEx man. They're going after the United States postal worker. They're going after those guys. Keisha's is going after criminals. Criminals. Gangbangers. So when you see them get sent to the upper room, you have to keep that in mind, that this is what they chose. And eventually that was going to be the outcome. That was going to be the.
And then the sad thing about it, for those that was able to make it and not totally get caught up in situations, once they become older, once they become washed, once they become past the wall, now that's when they've been used up, passed around, 4, 5, 10 babies later, now they want a good guy. Now they want that man that has structure. Now they want that man that's lame. Now they want that man that's not, that's out the way. Now they want it. After they already ran themselves to hell, to high heaven and hell. Now they want a real one. Now they want someone that got something going for themselves. A bank account, an actual ID. Actual job. Actual benefits. Something that they can show their wealth and their worth from. Now they want a motherfucker. These goddamn pookies that they running after, they don't own no property. They don't own no real businesses. They ain't got no education. They ain't got no trade. Once that shit go dead, what they doing out there in the streets, what they gonna do after that? What y'all gonna do after that? What y'all gonna live off, your Section 8? You gonna live off your EBT? You gonna have that Pookie living off your 5 baby daddy's child support? That's only gonna last so long. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm almost done. Hit the like button on the way in. I know I'm doing this off camera. This is the first time I've actually done a live stream like this completely off camera. If y'all like it, y'all kind of enjoying it, and you still getting something out of it, man, comment in the comment section and let me know. But I think I'm gonna start, until I start figuring out some other stuff, because I've been having issues with my video aspect of it and certain things in my systems. So I pretty much figured it out, and we've been pretty much running smooth on this live stream right now. But I think, from here on out, I'm gonna just go ahead on and like all my future shows, I'm gonna just not be on camera. As long as you can hear me, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I look like, so it is what it is. For those that don't, hey, go back to the archives. But yeah, last few weeks I've been having some technical difficulties with my audio and video and stuff like that. But for the most part, since I got this kind of figured out, it's actually been running pretty smooth. So with that being said, I'm gonna just go ahead on and do that. But shout out to this sister right here. Her name is Carmen JC. She's another content creator. She's gonna break down a lot of the shit that we're talking about, and have been talking about, and also, break, her, give her own thoughts as far as that monstrosity that y'all had of a Grammys, award show. I don't watch it. It ain't my Grammys no more. Like I said, I haven't probably watched the Grammys since Michael Jackson was last on there.
Billie Eilish evicted? Yeah, an LA-based law firm is offering to slap Billie with some eviction papers because
her voice does matter, guys. It matters a lot. It matters to the Tongva tribe, which is actually technically, under her logic, the owner of the land on which her $14 million house sits. Is worth.
I think it's very ironic and frankly sad to see celebrities who live in gated communities with private security.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Carmen JC, and we're back with another great video. So I know the Grammys happened over the weekend, and I really was not going to talk about the Grammys because I think celebrities are completely irrelevant. I think they're idiots. I think they know nothing about the things that they speak about for the most part. So I didn't even care to touch on what happened at the Grammys, even though I know a lot of you saw. And if you know and you watched, you saw Billie Eilish take the stage as she won her Grammy, and she said this. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
All right, so I didn't want to play the full clip because I don't want to get hit for copyright. But okay, so she made the point that no one is illegal on stolen land, which I think is completely idiotic, because how do you define stolen land? Do you say that everyone's land is stolen because everyone has taken land from somebody? Everybody have basically conquered or fought wars literally over land. So would that make everyone's land stolen? This is what I want to know, because I'm trying to get the logic behind this. And these people act like they advocate for these illegal immigrants, and they would never let them come to their houses. They would never not have security at their homes because they don't want people to come onto their private property and interrupt what they have going on. And that's very much so similar to you coming into this country and interrupting what we have going on by coming here illegally. Now, I want you to listen to what this creator had to say, because here's an update on what's going on with Billie Eilish and the comments she made.
Billie Eilish evicted? Yeah, an LA-based law firm is offering to slap Billie with some eviction papers because they're saying, I'm going to read you what they said, but basically she admitted she's on stolen land, which, girl, that's not a good look. That's not a good look, especially when it comes to legal issues like, do you own that property? Let's look at what this law firm had to say. Hey, girl, they're going to do this for free. Sinai Law Firm says for immediate release, Sinai Law Firm is offering to evict Billie Eilish from her Los Angeles home on a pro bono basis on behalf of the Tongva tribe. Sinai Law Firm is the premier eviction firm in the county. They go on to say Billie Eilish's admission that she lives on stolen land gives the tribe a rightful action for possession as the true owner of the property. The 30-day notice is already written and ready to be served. If you're actually wanting to go see the post yourself, you can go look on X. I truly hope that the Tongva tribe responds, because they could maybe actually own this amazing property that she admitted is on their land. And, you know, Billy, if you're saying that nobody's illegal on stolen land, maybe you should live by those words, girl. Give them your mansion. You may not have a choice. Let me know your opinions in the comments.
I find this to be hilarious. I'm sorry. I really do. I find it to be hilarious because, yeah, let's just say you play stupid games and you win stupid prizes. And Billy, my friend, this is a very stupid prize. Her mansion is worth, I believe, between 12 and $15 million. It could be more. And just so you know, that tribe did respond, and we're going to let Megyn Kelly take it away with what they had to say. Let's listen to what that tribe had to say.
Her voice does matter, guys. It matters a lot. It matters to the Tongva tribe, which is actually technically, under her logic, the owner of the land on which her $14 million house sits. It's worth much more than that. It was bought for that a few years ago. And here is what has happened since Sunday night. Her lavish mansion, located on land that belongs to the Tongva tribe, the indigenous people of the greater Los Angeles basin, they're upset about this land. It's theirs, ancestral land. They have issued the following statement. We appreciate the opportunity to provide clarity regarding the recent comments made by Billie Eilish. As the first people of the greater Los Angeles basin, we do understand that her home is situated in
Y'all know she done fucked up, right? You do know she done fucked up, right? You know, sorry for the delay. I'm still having some kind of issues. I don't know what's really going on. I'll figure it out eventually. But you know, yeah, just fucked up with this. She opened her mouth up way too wide, and she can put her foot in her mouth.
Our ancestral land, they said, adding, she has not reached out to the tribe herself. Eilish has not contacted our tribe directly regarding her property. We do value the instance when public figures provide visibility to the true history of this country. Additionally, the tribe said they've contacted Eilish's team, quote, to express our appreciation for her comments. It is our hope that in future discussions, the tribe can be explicitly referenced to ensure the public understands that the greater LA basin remains Gabrielino Tongva territory. And so the real question here is, when is she going to return her mansion to the Tongva? Rich?
All right, guys, I'm just jumping in here to let you guys know that I am completely independent. And if you want to support the channel, make sure you guys go ahead and hit the super thanks or the buy me a coffee link below. Also, you can like, drop a comment, or hype the video, because you know that the algorithm is like trying to suppress the channel. So I really appreciate you guys, and let's get back into the show.
Rich?
Okay. I think she should return her mansion. I'm sorry. These are the socialists. These are the people that believe that we should tax the rich, which they are, right? These are the people who believe that there are no illegal people here in America. So I say that, yeah, I'm with the Tongva tribe, if that's what they're called. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I'm not trying to be offensive, but I'm with them. I think that they should take Billie Eilish's house, and they should be able to move in because it is on their ancestral land. And that is just me going off of Billie Eilish's logic. And this,
being that she made that statement that no one is an immigrant on stolen land, she pretty much put her foot in her mouth, because the land that she has her mansion on out there in California is actually indigenous Native American land, and they spoke up on it. And there's a law firm that's willing to take on this case for the Tongva tribe, pro bono. So yeah, you get what you ask for when you run off at the mouth. Following up behind these liberals, following up behind these radical leftists, following up behind these Democrats that are showing you more and more and more. These are the motherfuckers. And I ain't saying that Republicans is all perfect, but these Democrats is really showing you that they ain't shit. But
that's what you get. This is what she gets when she used these talking points from the left to try to make herself look like she is a good person, like she actually cares, while she is in a $14 million home. Okay. And if these people really believe that, these people shouldn't be treated this way and there are no borders, she wouldn't be having a home with all basically walls that you can't even see in, essentially. And a reporter is going to visit her home. And listen, I'm enjoying every bit of this. Listen to what the reporter had to say.
He reckons there's no such thing as an illegal human because we're all on stolen land. So we're here in Billy's quite posh neighborhood in Los Angeles. Let's go and see if she practices what she preaches. Hopefully, if she sticks by her merits, she'll have no problem with me waltzing in, maybe making a cup of coffee or a tea. $3 million home. She's got some paddocks out the back with stables and horses. Maybe we can go for a horse ride. I'm sure she'd have no problem with it because she stood up on the stage at the Grammys, tens of thousands of people watching in the audience, millions around the world. The clip's gone viral. Here we go. Oh, nice little place. Bins are out. It's bin collection day. First of all, isn't that ironic? Massive gates keeping people out. I thought Billy didn't believe in borders. Well, according to the driveway, Billy does believe in borders. She believes in massive gates keeping people out. A couple of cameras up there as well. The lights are on, so somebody must be home. Let us in, please, Billy. We are here because this is stolen land, Billy, and we think we should be given access to your quite lovely $3 million mansion. And such is Billy's concern for security and privacy. It's surrounded by pretty decent security fencing. Very nice indeed. Massive security hedges as well. She's taken a lot of concern and time to make sure she's got some privacy, as you'd expect. Oh, there we go. At the $3 million Los Angeles pad of Billie Eilish, she reckons nobody's illegal because we're all on stolen land anyway. But when it comes to her own house here in LA, I think she's got different ideas.
I have one thing to say. Journalism is back, baby. Journalism is back. And I think that we have Nick Shirley to thank for this because now people are out in the street and they are investigating everything. Okay. They're not letting up. And I love that white people specifically are standing up to these people, even though this is another white person, but I'm just saying, like, standing up to the people who just clearly hate this country. I am so glad to be able to see it because for too long, white people have been walking on eggshells. They have been scared to be called racist. They've been scared to speak their mind because they have been demonized all throughout history. So, yeah, I'm glad to see that white people are actually getting up and they are doing actual journalism. That's what I'm glad about. I think that this is hilarious. I'm actually happy to see this. Like I said, I wasn't even going to cover any of this because I just think these people are idiots. And I think it's just so much more going on than to have to talk about this. But to me, I feel like this is a really good, feel-good story. Caroline Levitt was asked about the Grammys, and let's see what she had to say.
I think it's very ironic and frankly sad to see celebrities who live in gated communities with private security, with millions of dollars to spend protecting themselves, trying to just demonize, law enforcement, public servants who work for the United States government to enforce our nation's laws. And you didn't hear this same type of uproar from celebrities in Hollywood when the previous administration allowed an invasion of our nation's borders and allowed innocent women and girls like Jocelyn Nungaray and Laken Riley to be killed and raped and murdered at the hands of people who should have never been in our country in the first place. And now you have law enforcement who are simply trying to do their jobs to remove violent predators like those who took the lives of innocent Americans. There was no uproar from Hollywood and the elitist crowd at the Grammys then, but there is now. And I think that speaks to the unfortunate irony that we're seeing in Hollywood today.
Totally agree. It is completely hypocritical. These people that live in these huge mansions have huge walls where you can't even see in, and then they talk about how we don't have borders. They talk about how illegal aliens, even saying that they built this country, I think is offensive. I think it's all offensive. I think that these people hate this country and they come to suck it dry. They come to steal the resources. And yeah, that's what they want to do. Steal our resources. Look at Ilhan Omar. hate this country, want to steal the resources. They come to this country to use the benefits of this country, and then they reap the benefits of this country and you say, well, we want to change the country now. We want different things for the country now, because these people are all Marxists, they're socialists, commies, all of them. All of them. They think that, and the crazy part about it is, in that world, they want to keep their stuff. They just don't want you to have anything. That's what it is. They want to have things. They don't want you to have it. That's what it is. It literally is. And this is why they have these big ass mansions. This is why. It's to me off the rip when you're saying like, hey, I feel for these people when you have a mansion with all these extra rooms, but you let no one come and stay there. I call bull. I call bull, because you really don't mean what you say. You really don't mean what you say. You're just saying it because you think it makes you likable. It makes you seem like you're a good person. But these people, they don't care about actually being a good person, actually standing up for things that are actually right. They don't even care about American citizens. They care about themselves, and they care about money and power. I want to know what you guys think. I am Carmen JC. If you're new here, make sure you hit the like or the subscribe button. Or if you want to support the channel, hit the super thanks for the Buy Me a Coffee link below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
dia. Nem tudo era dureza, tinha natureza e o mar pra mergulhar. Eu já sei remar contra a maré, mas não venha me pedir pra andar de ré, pois é. Ah, já sou gato escaldado nessa trilha ando descalço. Não é você que vai fazer eu tropeçar ou duvidar ou tropeçar ou duvidar.
Hey, check this out. I am so sorry for the delay of this shit. I really gotta seriously some things together with this. I am the technical difficulties that I am having with my live stream and the stuff that's going on. I want everybody to have a good weekend. We getting ready to wrap this up. I'm done. And to everybody, hey, check this out. I'll check y'all out next week. Hopefully, I'll have things better in order. I want y'all to live as long as y'all want and never want as long as y'all live. You're ahead to Black Bottom Roscast. Man, I'm sugar streaming. So, hey, I'll talk to y'all later.
Oh.